What's up, everybody? I just want to have a quick conversation about Miss Madam X, that whole album, that whole era, because I was just reading on some music forum, and pretty much people were saying, like, oh, Madam X was a flop because, first of all, it was not a flop, but we'll get into that later. But they were saying it was a flop because Madonna keeps trend chasing and, chasing the charts and chasing trends and, act your age, this bullshit, blah, 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 blah. Like, the whole shebang they've been saying about her for, 10 years now. Now, I will agree that, maybe Hard Candy, that was very trend-chasing at the time. I thought it was a great album. I love it, but you could say something like that about Hard Candy, but bitch, Miss Madam X, first of all, was absolutely not trend-chasing whatsoever. Second of all, we need to talk about the fact that that album, if it was actually the most well-done era, like the music videos, the performances, the artistry, the messages in the album, all of that was way better than literally anything that, in my opinion, any main pop girl has done in the past, couple of years. Let's just really keep it real. The effort put in, let's just go down the line. Let's take a trip down memory lane. For single Medellin, bitch, we're gonna act like she didn't put her foot down. First of all, there was nothing trend-chasing about that song. So she already came out straight out the gate with a song that was very experimental. It had that Spanish flair. It had Spanish influences. It had Maluma on it, so awesome, but also had that very spacey, dark, just you really can't put a genre to it because the whole song was very different. From the production, it was very dark, but also fun melodically. So it was very different to me. You really can't even put it in a box. So that's the first thing. That first song was amazing to me, and the music video, bitch, was giving you Lord of the Rings, box office success smash. It looked like a full budget movie. And how we're gonna, you just watch it, the angles, the art direction, the visual, the whole storyline of it. The whole thing literally felt like you were watching a film, a dark, crazy, cool film. And none of the girls are really doing it like that. And there were messages in between all these songs. So and then you had Dark Ballet. I mean, first of all, that song is fucking weird. None of these songs were trend chasing at all. If you actually listen to the album, anyone who says she was trend chasing at the time did not listen to the album, because the album is literally so dark, so experimental, and takes on so many different themes. You have God Control, which is all about gun control. Girl, who else is doing it like that? We're a 6-minute epic disco track, and then the music video, which was very in your face, but also it was very bright and light, but it was literally about people dying at the club. Who was tackling these type of themes at the time? Absolutely nobody, and still, to this day, people aren't really doing it like that. I just don't see the trend-chasing, accusation. It's just not true. So that needs to be cut out. I'm telling you, this is all ageism shit. It really is, because at the end of the day, that album was one of the best of 2019. Definitely top 5. And not only was it one of the best, but it was just so... I mean, she fed you, bitch. She was giving you music videos that were not only big budget amazing, but were giving you themes and messages that are not being done. Then you had, what was it, Bazooka? I think that's what it's called. That music video, she's filming it in Africa. She has the locals of wherever she was, and they're doing this whole tribal chant thing, and she's really bringing in the culture, bringing it to the roots of where that song was coming from. So you had cultural, it was a melting pot, this album. It had all these different sounds from different parts of the world, but also was so respectful with the way she did it. And instead of it being an appropriation thing, which some people do, okay, which some of the girls do, she made it more, influential and inspiring, and brought in people who were actually a part of that culture, brought them into the music videos, brought them to play the instruments on the songs. Who else is doing it like that? You listen to that album and it literally feels like you're traveling the world. Each song is totally different, and then you have you have political, social statements being said throughout the album. Bitch, what else could you want? I mean, God Control itself, that should have been #1 smash. And then the only songs that were trend chasing, which I wouldn't even say trend chasing, really it just was more radio ready than the rest of the songs, was something like Crave, or honestly, that, or Future. Those are the only 2 songs that were more trap sounding and R&B, more what was going on the radio at the time. But even those were just good songs though. They were melodically great, etc., etc. So pretty much the point in case here is that Miss Madonna is not giving her due, because what she did with that album was nothing short of excellence. I mean, you can listen to it track 1 to 15 and just have the time of your life. You'll be thinking about controversial topics, political topics. You'll be having a good time with different cultural mixes, and it's gonna be a good ass time. You can listen to the album and you're gonna be like, wow, I never heard anything like these songs in my opinion. Dark Ballet, she's what's that word? Sampling like some classical Beethoven shit or whatever, Mozart, whatever it was. Point is, she's bringing in classical music. She's making you think. Go watch that music video. That music video was so dark and crazy and had so many different messages that we can't even dig into, because you have to really watch it and be like, holy shit. Like, when I watched that video for the first time, I was like, I don't even know what's going on. Like, I need to go into a whole forum and like really analyze this shit and have someone explain it to me, because I don't know what's going on. I think it was the story of Joan of Arc actually in that video. But see, you learn, like, you're learning about things. You're learning about philosophy and history and all this shit just from her music videos and her songs. So who else was doing it like that? Absolutely nobody. So really, that album should have been way bigger than it was. And on top of that, the whole flop thing, at that point in your career, what is it? It's 1983, she had her first album, right? So that's 10, 20, 30... Oh my god, almost 40 years. Almost 40 years is her career, and she's still making albums that are being talked about by people. You cannot flop. Once you're 40 years into your career, and you're still... First of all, just 40 years into your career, period, you're a legend. There's not really flopping anymore. It's not like... To me, to flop would mean that you expected this album to be amazing on the charts, and then it didn't. Who's really expecting her to be huge on the charts anymore? Only not because of what she's putting out, but because of really ageism. When she was younger, if any of these new pop girls made that album and made those videos and put that amount of effort and attention and whatever in everything they were doing, so detailed with all the videos and everything, then y'all would have been eating it up. I mean, look at the way you guys eat up some of this basic shit that's coming out. Like, let's just really keep it real. Maybe you guys just don't have, some people just don't have the intelligence and the intellect to understand what she was doing throughout that whole era. And to the fans who want her to, I saw a lot of people saying like, oh, she should have put more effort in, she should have done this, she should have done that. At the end of the day, she's not going to get these big hits like that anymore. She's just not. It's just the way the industry is. But at the end of the day, she fed us. She fed us better than any pop girls are doing really nowadays. So as a Madonna fan, I feel like we should all be very proud and impressed by what she put out with that album and all the videos and the performances. There was so much thought behind all of it. So we have to commend her, we have to love her, and we have to defend her, because y'all bitches are trying it. Y'all really trying it. The only thing that I really regret is that I didn't see the tour. Everyone that I know that has seen the tour said it was literally like fucking life-changing. So I can't really speak on it because I didn't see it, but I do know from what other people have said it was nothing short of a life-changing experience. So let's put some respect on Miss Madonna's name. I remember someone wanted me to do a what the Madam X era should have been video, like changing the single orders or whatever the situation. First of all, I think the first single that she chose was the correct single choice, because it was modern enough sounding and you had Maluma on it, but it was also experimental, so it didn't look like she was trend chasing like the way you all love to say. So I thought that was the perfect first single choice. At the end of the day, she couldn't win no matter what she chose, so it doesn't really matter. Or y'all wanted the Anita song. I think that would have been a big streaming hit probably. But like, who really gives a fuck? Did she not give you like 5 different music videos that were all really clearly there was effort put in it? I could understand if you were talking about MDNA or Hard Candy, where the albums were like and the music videos were bitch. Like, she was just clocked out. She was not there. But for this album, she did what she needed to do. Yeah, so y'all let me know what you guys think, like, in retrospect, what you guys think of that album and the music videos that she put out, and start putting some respect on her name, because that project and the videos was a cultural reset, and unfortunately the girls just couldn't handle it, and that's it. So y'all let me know what else you guys want me to talk about, because I'm fucking bored. I'm bored as hell just sitting here. I want to do like album reviews as always, but that might have to wait till Friday, because I don't have like speakers in here, and in my car I don't have like a phone holder. It just broke. So any topics you guys want me to talk about, I definitely will take into account, and thanks for watching.